Welcome, Cancer. This is Regina from Pacific Tarot, and it is spring equinox. This is a reading during the spring equinox. It is not about the spring equinox. I'm just channeling energy, and I've begun with a couple of oracle cards. I've laid out the past, present, past, and future. I'll clarify and finish up with an oracle card. Thank you all for being here. You are all welcome. And I'm going to start with the release card, which I chose for you. And I'm not sure what part of the body it corresponds to, but Energy Archaeology Guidebook correlates energy pathways to the bones of the skeleton. And it looks like this particular bone, I'm not even going to try to relate to it, is connected to the pubic bone. So that's where in the pelvis area here. Yes, it looks like we're in the region of the pelvis. So when this energy is in balance, the key words are liberating and delicate. Deliberate. And the wisdom reads, you have been energetically given everything you need to walk your path and live out your purpose in this lifetime. Everything you're connected to and within on the ancestral plane, wisdom traditions, communion with plants and animals, gifts and blessings is here to work with you. You have also inherited wounds and trauma patterns and programs that are harmful, and lineages that have perpetuated extreme harm or have been harmed, all intertwined within structures and systems that consolidate power over people instead of people power within people. You get to choose what you do with what you've been given. You don't have to accept or reject something holistically. You can feel it pour into you, transmute it, make it work for you. The alchemical fire of your bones can turn raw material into gold. You get to create your place within your lineage consciously. The ischium will show you how. The ischium being the pelvis. Yes. So I'm going to leave that description there and look at how it is blending with the Soul's Journey card, friendship. I understand that a friend is in my life for a reason, and I'm struck by the diversity of hands. These are clearly not the hands of an individual person. This really is a Two of Cups kind of vibe. The friendship, a deep connection, a place where the soul's bond is immediately recognizable. And the more that you have come to know one another, the more clear it is that you are of a similar spirit. You are aligned in some deep way. And that is independent of how different your backgrounds may be. This is really beautiful energy. I'm going to look at the Tower card, the overall energy of this reading, and indicate that there is something about a particular connection, a friendship, if you will. This can be a significant partnership in which something about some knowledge of your world has been altered. There is something that a friendship contributes to you that helps you to understand that what seems like a destruction, a disaster, or a crisis is actually an opportunity to live out or experience an alternative way of being or receiving. So this is coming through as a phenomenal awareness. This may be going back some ways in your life to thinking about the connection with an individual friend or similar kinds of connection with someone who appeared so different in so many ways and yet so deeply bonded and similar to you and others. There's something about their experience that has been shared with you that you are understanding in a new, empowering way. perhaps information that they contributed or gave to you that helps you understand some social developments in the world, some changes we're experiencing, and helps you understand how critical those changes are or those experiences are to the health of your community, your family, your region in some way, or the world in general. This is channeling in a very specific way around a specific soul bond or group of soul bonds. And this is helping you to heal a sense of difference that you may have within your own life. It may not be the same kind of difference, but there is a way in which difference has been fundamental to the way that you've been conditioned and the expectation of you in the world, that this friendship is helping to enlighten, is helping to uh, functionalize in a way that this sense of difference is actually connecting you with more of the world, even if it felt like it excluded you from your immediate circle or family. In the present, the magician. Wow. Okay. So here I feel like this is part of this greater awareness that you are receiving. This can not necessarily be just about a particular friendship, but it may be linked to a friendship in your life. Your ability to ally yourself with others that are similar to this friend of yours who was so different or is so different. And in that way, it has not only empowered your appreciation of changes that need to happen in the world, but has given you a direct and personal opportunity to make a contribution to that change in a positive way. It's helping you to articulate that change in some way that is now coming full circle for you. What comes to mind as well as perhaps an example is the way that blended families occur in our social experience now more than ever. They're much more out, public, a norm. It is not unusual. And the way that blended families perhaps are able to come together and learn from one another alongside one another, a variety of backgrounds, cultural experiences, or backgrounds is something that you're in a position to share, teach, articulate to, it feels like literally uh, another community. This relates somehow to travel or education that you're undertaking or that you are implementing. In the past, the Ten of Wands is, I believe, the carrying this burden of difference in ex- in your experience of family and society. There's something that distinguished you, that made you, or that contributed to this idea that you were not like others and the expectation of you was not what it would ordinarily have been. And because of that, there's a way that you have perhaps carried an onus of understanding difference in a way that others around you did not or could not. As I mentioned earlier, this idea of difference has been, you have allied yourself with this experience of difference throughout your life, but you have released a sense of obligation, perhaps, that you felt to others who were comfortable projecting their expectations of your life onto you. And that has really worn you out. I almost feel like you were the target of some kind of emotional abuse, not verbal, perhaps physical. depending on your background, but I feel that you were outed in some way or a target and received some kind of oppressive or prohibitive treatment, some kind of restriction that didn't apply to anybody else but you. And it may have been a physical restriction. You were confined in some way. In the future, the high priestess is, this feels like an opportunity that flows from this uh, ability that you're experiencing in the present, where you are noticing, articulating, and creating some mechanism to address this, to call this out, to point to it, to attend to it in some way. The high priestess is this greater personal experience that you've had, certainly in this life, and perhaps through family members, your ancestral lineage. You recognize that you're carrying through some kind of wisdom that is based on a very hard-won self-knowledge. The wisdom that you've gained from that self-knowledge is really helping to protect you in many ways. It's helping you to make sense of the world that we're living in, where it feels as though we are so much more polarized than ever before, feels as though we're moving backwards rather than moving forward in terms of acceptance and inclusion, has made the idea of inclusion naughty and punishable by government agencies. So I think you're making sense of this for yourself and recognizing the vast wisdom that you've gained in being able to be sensitive to the positionality of different people based on their ability or their cultural assignments. I hope this is making sense. This is very uh, different message. And if you are resonating at any level with this Cancer, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel, Pacific Tarot. I appreciate all the love that I get from all of you in whatever way you give it. I'm deeply grateful. So in the past, the Ten of Wands is clarified by the Devil and what else? The King of Pentacles, the magician, not the musician, is clarified by the Eight of Pentacles and the Two of Wands, and the High Priestess is clarified by the Ten of Pentacles and the Emperor. Okay. So the Ten of Wands here in your past is clarified by the Devil and the King of Pentacles. I do feel that there was a strong, very strong code of ethics, principles, morals that framed your upbringing, your conditioning. I do feel that there was a strong, perhaps male, perhaps female, but leadership in your family that really shaped your principles, but that had a very particular relationship or sense of responsibility towards you. Because this is a general reading, I don't know any of the details of that, but I do feel like a parental figure or a caregiver or some authority in your life deeply cared and was connected to your safety and well-being. Did not protect you, did not coddle you, but gave you a sense of connection, confidence, and safety that was really almost a moral anchor for you. It was a model. It was someone that you deeply respected and that worked very hard to perhaps take care of his responsibilities, including you, his family. So this is what's coming through. It is coming through as a male figure, an authoritative male figure, but it could be a female, depending on your background. But that gave you a lot of comfort and a sense of protection, that you had this strong bond, this strong connection with this individual parent, teacher, member in your community. The magician in the present is clarified by the Eight of Pentacles and the Two of Wands. Yeah, you've worked this. Actually, I feel like this male ancestor or parental figure really encouraged you to work hard. He exemplified this, he modeled this to you. And this is part of what helped you to create a sense of choice that you have in your life, that you don't have to be allegiant to any of your inheritance, any of your cultural or ancestral gifts, that they are resources that you can utilize in the best way possible, and that you always have a choice. This is tremendously empowering. This figure is someone who did work hard and was well accomplished and well respected in the community. In the future, the High Priestess is clarified by the Ten of Pentacles and the Emperor. How interesting. I feel as though you have lived an abundant life. And I don't mean that in terms of having riches, although some of you may be well provided for or be quite comfortable financially. But I feel like your training, the influence of this particular caregiver, gave you a sense of an abundant world, that there was always enough. There was no sense of lack that you had, despite a sense of difference that you may have experienced in your early life. A sense of difference that was somehow enforced by perhaps other family members, envy, or those who felt superior in some way to you. But this definitely taught you the lesson that you do not waste time on those things you can't control, precisely the attitudes of others. You're very aware that even if you are subjected to unfair attitudes, unfair treatment, that is beyond your control. And instead, what you can control is your alignment with those who are see the power in self-control, the power in taking responsibility for the experience of their realities, feeling empowered to live the life of the abundance on their own terms, feeling stable and secure. That is something that I feel has been tremendously engendered by the influence of your past. This rock solid sense of self knowledge and the implication for how you can best understand the experiences of others who you share experiences with. I'm going to finish this up with a crystal oracle, and I have pulled the azurite, and the key words to this are expanded awareness. My awareness is expanding with an abundance of clarity. It's so interesting that I do feel that some ancestor or loved one that has been lost has a big contribution to your exposure to a world of difference beyond your family background. And that in some way there's a kind of full circle moment here in the awareness that you are receiving about your power in the world, your control over yourself. So thank you so much, Cancer, for this reading. Until next time, namaste.